Hey guys, so I have had like one of the maddest weeks ever, and I just did not have the opportunity to shoot my regular sneak peeks and new releases. So I'm gonna be doing it as a voiceover today, but hopefully next one will just be like normal. Okay, so the first one is the James Charles X Morphe palette that they have coming out as a collab together, and I've got to say that I really like the colors in this palette, but unfortunately I just don't know how I feel about the whole situation with Morphe and just all of the foolishness that always seems to happen with them. Also the whole thing with James Charles and the swatches scenario, it just doesn't sit well with me. And I've seen some swatches of the palette which was not done by him, and they seem just pretty standard, rather than what he was trying to make it out to be, which was like amazing. Like, let's just be 100% honest, they're not. So they're just standard quality, but I have to say that this looks like a beautiful palette nonetheless. Okay. Next we have Zoeva. They are doing their holiday packs or bundles, and it looks like they have the Cocoa Blend kit, the Caramel Melange kit, and the Spice of Life kit. And it looks like it has eyeshadow palettes. It also has like a liquid lipstick, and is that a lip pencil or an eye pencil? Yeah, lip pencil. Now these look really nice, but I don't feel like I need to get the palette along with pencils and all of that stuff. I just don't feel like I need to get all of that. I'd rather just get them separately. I'm not really into these kits personally, but okay. Sigma and Yasmin are doing a collab. I'm not sure who Yasmin is. This palette, it just kind of looks like any palette that you can get from Makeup Revolution. I'm sure it's probably a really nice palette, but I'm just not feeling it as such. Sorry. Dominique Cosmetics is coming out with the Berries and Cream palette. Now, this one and her Latte palette, which was the first one that she did, those two they're just not appealing to me. The only one which was appealing to me was the Lemonade palette, and because she prolonged the release of the pictures, it just put me off of that palette so much. But she didn't do that with this palette. She only showed like a couple of sneak peeks and then showed us the entirety of the palette, which I think was a good idea this time around. But I'm just not taken aback by this palette at all, so I'm definitely going to be giving that a miss. The Tarte's Pro Remix, this reminds me of the Vice palettes by Urban Decay. Like they come out with their holiday palettes and they're just so colourful, vibrant, all these different colours. That's what this kind of reminds me of. I'm not really that bothered about it. I'm not really like feeling like I need to get this. This just looks like a neutral palette with a few pops of colour. Because if you really have a look at it, a lot of the colours there are like brownie. There's a black, there's a couple of goldy kind of colours, a couple of creams, which are like your natural shades. And then you've got the purple, the red, you've got the yellow, you've got the blue, you've got the green. So it's kind of like they're just putting a few pops of colour amongst a bunch of neutral shades. Okay. Then we have Milk Makeup with their astrology tattoo stamps. Okay, I'm not really into stamps as such personally. I personally just don't feel like I have any need for them. I'm sure there are some people who feel like they need to have things like this. I guess the ones that I will probably get were like, like they have stars and stuff like that when you're doing makeup art. I will probably get those, but I don't feel like I would ever have a need for zodiac sign stamps. It's just pointless for me. Then Stila are coming out with their new highlight palette and their new liquid eyeshadows. These look really nice. Like these are really like iridescent kind of by the looks of it, which is really nice. I can't deny it because I really like those kind of shades. but I'm not really feeling Steeler's prices as such. Oh, then Bretman Rock and Colourpop have done a collaboration together. They're going to be releasing 2 eyeshadow palettes, what looks to be some liquid lipsticks, and also, is that glitter dust? And these are either blushes or the single eyeshadows. I'm not 100% too sure, but they look really, really nice. I can't deny it. Whether or not I'd actually buy it, I'm not too sure, because that red palette, I feel like I have all of those shades. Blue palette, I feel like it is almost a little bit of a dupe of that Tarte Icy Beige palette. Do you remember when they did the April Fool's joke? It looks like a smaller version of that. So congrats to Bretman Rock. So Farsali have come out with their new elixir. This is like an iridescent one. I think it's called the Glass Elixir or something like that. It has something to do with glass. I know that for a fact. This looks pretty, but I'm just not keen on anything that they are bringing out. I mean, I think it's really gimmicky stuff, to be fair, but I can't deny that it is really pretty. And then Kylie and her mom are coming out with the It's Me Todd Cranes lip kit. This is this is quite cute. I really like this whole thing. Like, if you don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Todd Cranes, I think, was one of Kris Jenner's ex-boyfriends or something. So to put his name on one of her lip kits is just like, you're taking a mick, but whatever. It looks like a lot of her other nude shade lip kits, so definitely going to be passing on that one. NARS are coming out with a new palette, which is just not captivating to me personally. They're also coming out with a new foundation and the new Super Radiant Booster. Now, what is that? What is that supposed to mean? Super Radiant Booster, is that a highlight, or is it like, what does that, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. So yeah, there's that. But I'll probably be interested in the foundation, but I'm not really interested in the palette at all. It's just so blur. The Balm have come out with the Luminizer Squad palette, which is basically the Luminizer Quad palette. So all of the Luminizer highlights that they've come out with in the past, they've just put them all into one palette. I think that's a cool idea. A lot of people are putting their, you know, highlighters into one palette so that everybody can just access them in one palette. Like, what if you want to have an icy shade one day and a more goldy shade another day, then you can do that. But I guess things like this, I think, are great for people who are makeup artists, who are working on multiple different shades of skin tone, and you have all kinds of different highlighters for different skin tones that you're working on. So that's just my opinion on that. But of course, the regular consumer can buy it if they really feel like they want to. Then Tom Ford are coming out with some quads as well. These are just not captivating to me, especially as we know what Tom Ford's prices are like. But this just really isn't up my street personally, because I just know that they're going to be so expensive. And for 4 eyeshadows, and I probably have the majority of these shadows dotted around anyway. Then Anastasia is coming out with the Ride or Die Brow Duo. I don't feel like this is something that I need. I don't feel like this is something that is necessary for somebody like myself, especially with Anastasia prices. I would rather go for something a little bit more affordable when it comes to brows. I'd rather spend my money on like foundation or eyeshadow rather than spending a bomb on brows. But that's just me. And then Sosu by Susan Jackson and what is it? Khalid MUA, sorry if I'm butchering that, coming out with their Urban Bible collection, which includes eyelashes, brushes, and an eyeshadow palette. I'm not really feeling this too tough. When I first saw it, I thought, is this Kat Von D? Because it's quite similar to her kind of aesthetic. You know, the kind of writing, the shade selection as well in that palette is very, very Kat Von D. But yeah, that's that. I don't really feel like I'm gonna be getting this, to be fair, especially as I'm not too familiar with the Sosu by Susan Jackson, and I don't know who it is that she is collabing with, or that they are collabing with. So Anyway, so those are all of this week's sneak peeks and new releases. Tell me what you think. Is there anything that you're going to be buying? I don't think there's anything that I'm going to be getting from this week's new releases and sneak peeks personally, but let me know what your thoughts are. And as I always say, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, which will have my face in it. Bye.